This is the last video in the mini-series of Ribble Ride's bikepacking trip to Italy, Tuscany edition. The bikepacking has finished and so it's now time to walk around Florence. Florence was founded as a Roman military colony less than 100 years before the birth of Christ. During its long history it has been a republic, a seat of the Duchy of Tuscany, and even the capital of Italy from 1865 to 1870. During the 1300s to 1500s, Florence became rich and important in commerce and finance, learning and especially the arts. Florence is now famous because of its beautiful artwork and buildings, many of which we will visit. Famous people who have left a lasting impression on Florence include Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, Dante, Machiavelli, Galileo, and in terms of rulers, the Medici family. Construction of the current baptistry of St. John started in 1059 and continued until at least the 1100s. It is believed that it has been a holy site since the 300s. The current font was installed in 1370 and is still used for baptisms. It's octagonal shaped with 8 representing the 8th day, or the day in which you pass on to eternal life. Entry to the Duomo or cathedral is free. The name Santa Maria del Fiore relates to the name of the city, Florentia, or City of Flowers, destined to bloom, and to its emblem, the Florentine lily. It's one of the largest cathedrals in the world at 153 metres yards long, 90 metres yards wide and 90 metres yards high. Construction of the cathedral started in 1296 and was completed in 1436. The marble flooring was laid in the 1500s and 1600s, and the cathedral has 44 stained glass windows. The 3 huge bronze doors are relatively recent additions, being installed from 1899 to 1903. They were adorned with scenes from the life of the Virgin Mary. The cathedral gives the impression of being empty. This is in keeping with the austerity of religious life, as preached by Girolamo Savonarola, who after the overthrow of the Medici family in 1494 became the sole leader of Florence, setting up a democratic republic. He was a key reformer of the church, rooting out corruption and making a beautiful place to worship. From 1965 to 1973, a series of excavations were undertaken. They unearthed the original cathedral that was built in the site in the form 500s by the Romans to celebrate victory over the Goths, who were highly feared at this point in time, and so victory would have been seen as divine intervention.
Riposavano tranquilli, lo spirito
word opera has been used in a lot of the museums we visited. This doesn't relate to the singing, rather it relates to the word for work, which in English gives us such words as operate. The museum covers 3 floors and over 6,000 square metres, 65,000 square feet. It was interesting to see many art students being taught to draw the beautiful sculptures and paintings in the museum. The museum shows Renaissance art in the birth city of that period. It has masterpieces by some of the great artists of the time, including Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci, and Donatello. As only 17 of Leonardo da Vinci's paintings have survived, these pieces are very important. Republic Square has been a major piazza since Roman times. The square was significantly expanded when Florence was a capital of Italy from 1865 to 1871. This happened by knocking down older buildings and the city walls, so the buildings we see are from the 1800s. Porcellino Market, otherwise known as Newmarket, was established in 1547 to house the market for precious fabrics and goldsmiths. Ponte Vecchio is the world's oldest stone bridge. It was built in 1333 and replaced a wooden bridge. There's been a bridge at this site since the Romans. Originally the bridge mainly had butchers' shops, but when the court was moved to Palazzo Pitti, the ruling Medici family forced them to close due to the bad smell. Since then the shops have been goldsmiths and jewellers. Unlike the other bridges in Florence, Ponte Vecchio was not bombed during World War II. It is believed that this is because Hitler didn't want to destroy such a beautiful bridge. However, it also had no military significance as it was too narrow and not strong enough for tanks to pass over. St Mark's Church is an Anglican church rather than the Roman Catholic of all the other religious sites we have visited. It was founded in 1877 and was built by the British community. The 2021 census found 75% Roman Catholic, 4% were non-Catholic Christian, including Protestant, 4% Muslim, 2% other religion, and 15% had no religion. Other surveys have shown lower proportion of Roman Catholics and higher proportion of no religion. The Piazza della Signora has been the centre of political life in Florence since the 1300s. It was a scene of great triumphs such as the return of the Medici family in 1530, as well as other events such as the Bonfire of the Vanities in 1497, where items such as cosmetics, books and art were burnt because they were considered sinful. This was led by Savonarola, who was a year later burnt at the stake after he was denounced by the Inquisition as a heretic. The statue of Perseo holding Medusa's head is a stark reminder of what happened to those who crossed the Medici family. The David statue is actually a replica, with the original kept in the Accademia Gallery. David was a symbol of the Republic's defiance on the Medici family. Other statues show the other side. The Hercules and Caucasus statue represents the Medici family power after their return from exile, and the Tuno celebrates the Medici's maritime ambitions. Literally means office. It is so named because in 1560 the Medici family used the building to consolidate their control over various Florentine committees, guilds, agencies, etc. In 1581 the top floor was turned into a private gallery for the family and guests. After the ruling house of Medici died out, their art collection was given to the city. The Uffizi was open to visitors by request from 1500 and in 1769 was officially open to the public. If you plan to visit Florence and want to go to Uffizi, pick your time of year well, as queues can be long, especially in July and August. It's possible to buy tickets in advance, which I ended up doing even though it was off-peak. The gallery is spread over 3 floors with 177,000 specimens. The ground floor isn't that great, the middle floor is interesting, and the best is saved for last. It takes hours to walk around the whole museum, even when it isn't crowded, and even longer for those who are really into their art. Take your time, enjoy it. The Uffizi has 45 rooms located on the middle and upper floors. The rooms are divided by artist and artistic period. Room 15 is Leonardo da Vinci's early works. The artworks mainly cover the 1100s to 1600s, and there are a few more modern paintings and Roman statues from the ancient world. Famous artists include Botticelli, Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci and Raffaello. The tribune is octagonal because 8 is heavenly number in Christianity. The highly vaulted floor symbolises heaven and the floor symbolises earth. Era ora di andare in bicicletta all'aeroporto, fare le valigie e volare a casa. Spero di tornare in Italia l'anno prossimo, anche se non so in quale parte. Lascia un commento qui sotto con i consigli. È stato un viaggio meraviglioso, anche se sembrava 150, la percento del ciclismo è stata effettuata in collina e il restante 300% si trovava sui passi di montagna. Spero che vi sia piaciuto il vostro viaggio in Toscana. Buona settimana e ci vediamo tutti in Inghilterra.